Hi, my name's Ruben. Welcome to the Ruby Tuesdays review for Netflix's original film, The Night Comes For Us. Night Comes For Us is directed and written by Timo Tjahjanto and is about one of the top Triad enforcers, Ito. He's part of an elite team of 6. When the Triad bosses need something taken care of, one of these 6 are called in to clean up the mess however they see fit. Ito, in his time as an enforcer, has seen a tremendous amount of death and mayhem. The film opens brutally with Ito and some gang members doing something nasty. In a moment of clarity, Ito sees a young girl, and in that moment of clarity he decides to save this girl, and we get our premise. It's a redemption story about anti-heroes. It's about a band of people who have been forced into a life that they didn't really choose. The film follows multiple characters, some would say too many, as we see what happens with the decision that Ito made and how it affects his friends, and because of his betrayal, what will the Triad do? And that is all I'm going to say about the arc. First off, I should say that this movie is up there with the bloodiest films I have ever seen, and I've seen Shogun Assassin. This movie opens hard and rough, and then it doesn't stop. There are some dialogue lines to help progress the story, but for the most part, once the action gets going, it doesn't stop. Not since Ong Bak and the Raid films have I seen an action film so visceral and gory. In fact, the Raid makes sense because some of the stunt team that worked on those films are in this film, and the two main protagonists, Joe Taslim and Iko Uwais, are pretty much the main protagonists in The Night Comes For Us. In fact, Joe Taslim is definitely the lead in this film. Seriously though, the fight scenes in this movie are next level. I mean, they're next level everything. The violence is over the top. Think of someone using a cow leg with bones and weapons in a butchery shop. You're beginning to understand or be in the same ballpark of what this film has to offer. The gore is really excessive as well. If it harks back to those old-timey horror Hammer House movies. You know the type when I'm talking about, when a leg gets severed or an arm gets severed and there's a massive amount of blood spray, like that. What I found interesting about the violence in amongst the gore and flying body bits was just how structured and set up it was. The violence is very creative. The shots are creative. The cinematography and color palette in this film is beautiful as well. Although the fight scenes are obviously choreographed, these fight scenes are not created like a typical martial art film or something that you would see out of Hollywood. Every single time our anti-heroes are attacked, they attack back but for the kill. The hits and punches are not showy, the fights are not pretty, they are very brutal. It's the type of fight scenes that will make you hold your breath while you're watching it. I definitely did. As if you can help your characters or you can feel what they're going through when you're holding your breath. And when the film's done, you probably want to go back and watch a few of those fight scenes because what you saw was insane. The action created in this movie is seriously gory, as I said, and really beautiful, but it's stunning to watch. It's created in a way that makes you wish for a breather, for the action to stop, and when it does and you think it has stopped, it just keeps going. It kind of gives you a pause and you're like and then it goes again. So the fight scenes, as I said, are amongst the best I've ever seen. They're pushing their boundaries again for visual action. Cinematography and score complemented perfectly. The tones are deep and harsh. The color palette is those kind of neon bright colors that you would get in the 80s that really kind of help add atmosphere to the film. But it's not a perfect film though. It does suffer from a few small issues that I found a little irritating. Just like the kung fu movies of old, there seems to be a ridiculous amount of bad guys. They literally sent the entire Triad army, entire Triad force after our anti-heroes. The film goes for maximum impact in its gore and style and fight sequences, but then does one of those classic scenes of sending in the cannon fodder one at a time. There are times when you see the bad guys attack in groups and our anti-hero manages to push them away with a chair or somehow push them away and get away. But for the most part, it's one-on-one. You come at me now and I kill you, smack, there, snap, you're dead, and you come at me now. And it's a sequence that's obviously there to protect the actors, but I couldn't help but wonder if there was a way for them to do 2 or 3 to make it look like that they're not just waiting around in a circle. That was just something I noticed. Also, continuity in this film, there seems to be a couple of issues with that. There was a scene where a van stopped on the side of the road, it was nighttime, and then literally the next shot it was daytime, and I don't know why I pick up things like that, but I did. Also, I found the ending left me feeling meh. I can't tell you the ending, obviously, because that will spoil it, and I think some will love it. It just made me going, I went through all of that and now, but I won't go into that. So, but that's just the smooth, that's just the smooth.
A big fat smooth.
But those are very small, niggly things that I think you could totally ignore. For the most part, this film is a gory ride that I think that anybody that enjoys martial arts films, you will love. Anybody that enjoys visual action and gore, you will love. And I think if you're a film lover and you can handle a serious amount of gore, you should watch it, because the way it's created is next level. The fight sequences, they've been very brave with. The shots, the angles, what they've gone for, creating a way to kill a person that's new and fresh that we haven't seen yet. I think that's very rare these days. I think I enjoyed it. I'm not squeamish, but when it comes to this amount of gore and blood, I was like, whoa, that's a lot. There were times I was like, that hurts. It's on Netflix now. I'm giving The Night Comes For Us a B+. Thanks for watching my review, and you are one of the reasons why I continue to do reviews like this, because I love communicating with you in the comments below. And let me know what you thought about this. Did you like the raid? And for more reviews like this, don't forget to, like, subscribe and hit that bell wherever it is. And remember, live long and Tuesday. But those are very small things. But those are But those are small things